So recently something came to memory of mine that is absolutely outrageous. I was trying to think of a way to describe this. It's not that it's concerning. It definitely is very weird. More than any of that, it's just outrageous. So recently I told you guys about my psychopath roommate. Without going into all the details and everything of that, he was somebody who did not have anybody employed in his emotions department. Why is the TV so bright? I remember one day in particular, we made a bet when we were playing horse, like the basketball game where you play against each other and you just shoot in the same spot, whatever. We made a bet. I ended up winning the bet, and it was $4, which is important. It wasn't 5, it wasn't 10, it was 4. And he never ended up paying me for the bet, so about 4 months go by and somehow it got brought up in the conversation. Like, oh, you got lucky in that bet. Like, I was like, oh, you never paid me in the bet. But he was so incredibly sure of himself that he paid me in the bet that I came home that day from class and he had ransacked my entire belongings, like my entire side of the dorm room. It was freshman year, so we were living in like literally the same exact room. And he had looked through all of my stuff and found my net worth of $50, which I had hidden away, you know, like it was like very important to mine. It's like my money. His logic was if you could find my hidden pile of money and you could count it and it came out to like either 54 or 59 or some weird number like that, that would probably mean that he had paid me the money, right? Because like my $50 would have turned into 54. Maybe if I had 55, like it would have turned into 59. That would mean that he had paid me the $4. Now obviously he hadn't paid me the money, so I had $50 and he ended up like leaving $4 on my desk that he like completely ransacked and like threw everything everywhere and like cabinets literally just like open. And I tell you all that just to say he had a weird mix of being very, very intelligent, right? Like that's a pretty smart thing to think of, like to see if like it's a weird number of money, right? But at the same time, he would easily get like the simplest things mixed up, right? Like, did you pay me or not? Like, obviously you paid, yet he would be so confident in himself and believe that you were wholeheartedly wrong and that he was right. Particularly for me, who was living with him, who I literally would come home from class every single day of my life, and he would insult me as I walked in the door. Like, it was like, instead of saying like, hey, how are you doing? He'd be like, hey, Smoothie, don't forget, you're an idiot. Which is actually going to be important later on in the video when the pieces all kind of come together. Like he's not a dumb person, okay? I don't want anyone to think that he's just like some dumb guy. I want you to imagine that you're in college, just for a second. You walk into the dining hall. It's kind of like a cafeteria from high school or elementary school, right? Except the food's slightly better. And you walk in and it's morning time, and so you go over to the omelet station where they make you eggs and stuff, and you order your omelet. You watch as they scoop a yellow liquid, like a secretion, that's supposed to resemble egg. Pour it into the pan, they cook your omelet, right? You put whatever toppings you want. Okay, great, everything's going fine. Go back to your table where you're sitting at. Now you're sitting down with your roommate, right? And you grab the salt and the pepper, okay? Just eating some scrambled eggs. You're gonna put some salt and pepper on your eggs. Well, this is actually the situation that I was in. This is one of those things that I think about to this day, right? There's certain memories or experiences of mine that you'll think about like for the rest of your life. And some of those will be for different reasons. Some experiences you'll remember because they were super fun and they had such an impact on your life. Some were the exact opposite. They were super traumatizing. But some things are just confusing. Like you just don't really know what happened there, but it was just so confusing that you're gonna think about it and wonder why that happened or like how that happened. You don't understand it, you know, but you just think about it. You're like, how did that work? This is one of those situations. As I'm grabbing the salt and pepper and I start to put it on my eggs, I tip the lid. A wave of insults is thrust upon my face. Why are you putting salt on your eggs? That's disgusting. You really put that on your egg? I'm sorry. Like, what is wrong with you? I have so many questions, but first, what is the alternative? What are you supposed to put in your eggs? Like nothing? Is that what's supposed to happen? I don't understand. It's like salt and pepper. That's like the most normal thing that you could ever do. And I've eaten eggs plain. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, yeah, they taste great, but they taste slightly better with salt and pepper. My roommate was insulting me for putting salt and pepper on my eggs because that's disgusting and nobody does that. So I proceed to explain to him that the vast majority of the population of Earth puts salt and pepper on their eggs. That's like what literally everybody does. And he of course doesn't believe me, so he starts asking like other people, like, do you do that? And like they're all like, yes, we all do that. But here's the thing, remember how I told you that he would get super confident in himself when he thinks that he's right about something, even if he's blatantly wrong? It's always the most obvious things to, bro. How do you miss that? Mythical.ung. Is that a college team? Because you're dropped if that's a college team. Is UNG a college? Because if it is, you're dropped. I'm sorry. Like, it's somebody get in contact with the coach. I mean, I just still think about this moment even to this day, just from the amount of sheer questions that I have about like how we even got to this moment. It's not so much the moment itself where it's like he's like insulting me for not, you know, whatever. Like that's one. It's more so how we even got to the moment in itself, right? Like how did we get ourselves here? Did no one like teach him how to eat egg? I know his parents though, they're normal. Like it's a very normal family. I remember remember, he's a smart guy. He's probably smarter than me. He gets A's in every single freaking class, every sport, every academic subject, but like then there's this, and it's like, what? Don't get me started on avocado. I forget where we were exactly. I think it was a dining hall, probably. It was actually a dining hall. It was a different dining hall where they have the Mexican station, and everybody loves the station, right? Because you can build like your own kind of Chipotle bowl type thing. It was a very similar event that happened then too, where he was making fun of me for eating guacamole, and he's like, I don't even know what that is, and I'm like, it's an avocado, like mashed up, and it's like lime, salt. And he's like, oh, I've never had an avocado. That's disgusting. And I'm like, you're an idiot. We're eating Mexican food right now. Like you're eating it yourself. And he proceeds to tell me, I don't eat anything if it's green. And I'm like, yeah, well. And then he keeps on insulting. It's not like a one-time insult. I know I'm like giving you like one example or two examples, but it's like repeated over the course of the entire meal, where it's just like bang, like jabs, like right in your face, like while you're eating. It's not so much the act of itself. It's how did we get here? I don't know. I guess maybe some people just don't eat salt or pepper or avocado, and they resort to bullying people that do.